everyone. It's Tuesday at 9 o'clock, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who are pretty busy right now because it is that time of year, and the kids are out trick-or-treating. And if you are a parent, you're probably pretty busy right now, so you might be watching this as a replay. I am trying to get my internet to settle down here, and I think we're okay. It looks like we're streaming fine. So if there's any issues, you can let me know in the chat. Hello, everyone. All right, so there was something I was going to put up on the screen today because I came across a very intriguing quote from a book that I've been reading. And, I've been thinking about this quote, and I've actually had some other people read it, quite a few people, and some people like, wait a second, I need a while to digest this. It's a little bit much. So I was going to put it on the screen, but I was typing it, and I thought, well, kind of, typing to text, and I thought, what is this going to sound like if I write it down and read it? It might not be perfect. So I figured, you know what, I'm going to put it up there and just talk while it's up there, because I do want to I want to talk about something today, which is kind of near and dear to my heart. And it's kind of like, I'm going to say maybe a touchy subject for some people, but I don't believe it needs to be. And I think that's kind of where I've been struggling lately, because I've been getting a lot of information, a lot of downloads, and I'm thinking there's so much to be said for what the human condition is right now. So if you're joining the call today and you have things bubbling up, where does that bubble up from? What's bubbling up? So how I always say there's the dark and light, it's humanity, it's contrast, that's just who we are. Well, I truly believe that's who we are, and that's what we're going through. And I don't believe it's a horrible thing. It's just what we are. So what I would like to do is put up a quote. You guys can read it. At least it's there. If you want, I can copy it, put it in the chat if you're interested. But when we read this, I think what we can really tell from this is how this is such a common thing. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. It is humanness. It's who we are as people. And it's, I think the problem we're having in society is a lot of people are kind of scared to look within themselves, thinking, oh my gosh, maybe people are going to think I'm this or that. I've kind of come to a place of, I'm going to bring it up on the screen right now. I've kind of come to a place in life where I've decided I am who I am. I've always been weird. I get it. It's fine. I love who I am now, but it took me a while to get here to really understand who I am. So what this quote brings out is that, we have all these wars going on and all this anger and frustration just out everywhere that you see it, you're hearing about it. Some people say the world's the worst it's ever been. But where we're at is every person has a shadow side. And what we're going through right now is the ascension process, human evolution. For us to go into this new energy, we cannot bring the old energy with us. That means the traumas, all those things, the experiences, the belief system, the separation, the hatred, the competition, the arguing, the bickering, the drama, that's not coming with us. So, this quote that I have up there, where it says, war is not ended by a great battle where there's a victor. War is ended when the consciousness that claimed war is transformed to one of peace. That's a big thing. How do we transition human consciousness to one that wants peace? And sometimes it seems like such a huge quest for this to happen. how can it be possible? Even though I'm working on myself, I'm holding as much light as I'm possibly doing. I'm doing what's best for me and for my family, and I'm kind and I'm compassionate. But when I look outside, or I, just go to the corner store, you see the kindness in people, but you can see the opposite in others. So how are we going to move forward into this new world? Well, it's happening. It's happening. Every one of us is going through the ascension process. Now, it's happening whether we like it or we don't like it, whether we know about it or don't know about it. So what is the ascension process? The earth is moving into a different area of space, which is allowing for human consciousness to evolve. What does that mean? We're leaving duality. The battle or the contrast, the duality between the dark and the light on this planet, the good and the evil. And then people will say, "What, you need duality. We need it. How could we even make this? This can't go away. Well, we won't be able to experience. You're crazy, Brenda. It doesn't work that way." Well, we have enough experience. Thousands of years of duality. So now we're shifting into an age, and we're not there yet. We're in the cleaning process. We're in this uncomfortable cleaning process where sometimes we just want to say, "Hey, I'm not having a good one here. This is hard. But what we're moving is into a new world of light versus more light, love versus more love. And it's hard to even picture that, because we were born into a 3D world of duality where we have an internal battle between ourselves, we have conflicts with others, and it's really interesting that it's at such a personal level, but it's that personal level that is going to bring us into a better place. So we're going to work on ourselves, and that's what we're doing. I'm getting an error here. Just give me a minute. I think the Wi-Fi system here is it's supposed to be picking up something. Give me a sec. I'm going to try to switch over. I have a feeling there's I'm not sure if I'm streaming okay. I'm getting kind of a notice that it might not be streaming perfectly right now. So I'm just going to keep talking and try to fix it on this end. So here we are going through life, working on ourselves. Now, you're working on yourself. I'm working on myself. But there's a lot of people out there that are not working on themselves, right? I mean, we can't force people to work on themselves. We're all in this together, but we're in this kind of separately, and then we're all in this as a collective. So sometimes when I'm doing my best to be at my best, great, and then I'm like, I'm putting in all this work, but then it seems like not other people are doing this work, but we can't force someone to jump on board. But the wars that we're seeing, the comfortableness that we're seeing, what it has to do with is the cleansing of the planet from the darkness is coming to the surface, right? It's coming to the surface. We don't really like to see it. It doesn't feel good. But in the end, as it comes to the surface, we're healing. So, all right. So that's what's happening right now on the planet. And there are shadow signs. There's signs of shadow within us. Thank you for letting me know it's working, because I'm getting that it's not working on this end. So I'm just going to keep talking, and hopefully it ends up being good. It's just my Wi-Fi is going in and out, and it's a bit windy out here, so that might be the issue I'm having today. So if we have a shadow side, and the shadow side is when we're not feeling our best, when we're not connected, when we're not being kind to our neighbors, when we're not wishing well on other people, things like that, right? So when we're doing that kind of stuff, and when sometimes we can sit and say, why am I doing this? It doesn't even make sense. I'm a kind person. Why am I doing that? Then there's some people out there that generally may not be the most kindest people. And, they're living life not worrying about anybody else's feelings. So we can't be responsible for what everyone else is doing. We only really can be responsible for what we're doing. So now it comes to a point where somebody is doing tons of work on themselves, but they just know something is not right. They can't get ahead. They're depressed all the time. They're feeling bothered. They're angry. Their family situations are right. Their relationships are a mess. They're hearing voices. But they're like, okay, I'm looking at so-and-so and they look okay. And then they look at themselves and they're not doing okay. And then they're embarrassed. Why is it that I'm kind of like, things aren't working for me, but they're working for somebody else? So what then happens is you start to maybe compare. So here I am working on me, doing the best I can, and I am not moving forward fast enough. Things are not working great for me. And I am frustrated because so-and-so's life is so easy. First, never compare your journey to somebody else's, because you don't know what their mission on earth or why, you don't know their history. We all come in with contracts, things to learn, history. Some of us have heavier contracts. Sometimes we have big things to do. The people, the light workers of this planet, have the heaviest burdens to hold, which sometimes I know doesn't make sense or it seems unfair, but it just seems to be that way. All right, so I don't know why that is. There's some explanation to do with, like, we have more karma because we've had more past lives. We have star karma, which is heavier, but we've gone through so much, so we're a little bit wiser. But with that wiser comes lots of burden, and with that burden comes a lot of the crap you had to go through to get to where you are today. And we look onto someone else, hey, their life looks pretty easy, and then we get a little bit frustrated. So here we are dealing with perhaps the darkness within. And I'm going to say there are people who have different levels of darkness within. Sometimes I'm going to actually say that we can be possessed from ourselves. Now, sometimes there are interferences in our field, and the interferences can come from many different things. But sometimes we're actually possessed by ourselves, and I'm coming across a lot of clients because they've been healing so much and feeling layer after layer. They've kind of hit this layer where we're being presented with, like, whoa, what is this? And what I realize over the years and seeing it more prominently now is we can be possessed by ourselves. And what does that mean? Well, I'm going to take you on a bit of an example. There is a person, a child. So it can be anybody because it's very common, or this is a common thing. A common child living in a dysfunctional family, where perhaps at about age 2 or 3, something very traumatic happened, where the child was very scared. Who knows what it was? We can think the worst. Something happened. Sometimes it is something that is grand and horrible. Sometimes it is not as bad, but the circumstance was not something the child enjoyed. There was fear, there was trauma. Now, everybody, this is the very interesting thing. Some people can go through tremendous amounts of trauma as a child and not have this really strong duality afterwards. Then there's others that may have something that doesn't seem so bad, and they develop this duality, it's like an internal fight with themselves. So everyone's unique. Everyone interprets things differently. Everybody has different perceptions. Everyone has different histories. So when a child is going through an experience and is traumatic, the level of trauma isn't always a good indicator of how it's going to present later on. So we're not going to make a generality. If someone has a horrible childhood, they're going to have a bigger issue if they didn't. But it's more individual basis. But there's a generality here. I'm going to drink a little bit. So we're going back to this child who had some trauma. And what happened? Let's say that happened at age 3. That aspect, that moment in time where that child had the trauma, branches off. It can be called a moment in time. It can be called a splinter. It can be called a soul fragment. Now, in some very traumatic events, it can actually cause another personality. I'm not getting into multiple personalities here. I know a lot of beautiful people who have them. It is a lot of trauma that they've endured in some cases. I'm going to talk with just the average person who develops splinters, moments in time, soul fragments. What's happening is that 3-year-old is replaying that trauma over and over and over and over and over. All negative energy knows what to do. All it knows to do is to replicate. Its mission is to replicate. So this splinter in time gets bigger over time and bigger over time and bigger over time. Now, you have yourself in this timeline. Here you are. You have a splinter when you're 3-year-old. Now you have another trauma that happened at 4 years old, 5 years old. So you can have many different splinters, moments in time that are causing havoc of who you are. When we start to heal, we start to bring these back to the whole. And you actually it's like healing the inner child, healing that moment in time where you got stuck. When I work with clients, I call it healing a soul fragment, but it's just a terminology. I'm just trying to make a very general talk here to explain the human condition of what I'm noticing and what so many people are noticing, what people are going through. So as we heal, sometimes in a call like this, some people will actually have one of those traumas heal. And what happens is we kind of thank that child, that moment in time, for holding that trauma for that person, but we want them to come home and integrate. So we have these integrations where this person starts to feel clear. Because what happens is when those splinters are happening, they're always there, they're there. You're living your life. You have a family, you're going to school, you're working, you're living life, you're trying to get where you want to get, but there is something in the subconscious, there's something in your field that fights you, that has you not using the best discernment, walking into similar situations. So if there was a trauma of abuse, let's say, that trauma wants to replicate the abuse. So it will give you desires or thoughts or ideas to walk into abusive situations so it can replicate and get bigger. So there's a lot of people that end up repeating these patterns of behavior that get them into more trouble, which is then getting this fragment, moment in time, splinter, soul fragment bigger, which then becomes almost like an internal possession, but you're being possessed from yourself, from the traumas that you did not heal. Now, in the chat there are more severe cases, but I believe a person who has these types of cases, these moments in time as well, these splinters, a possession from within, let's say, everything heals. Everything is able to heal with the most powerful energy on earth, which is unconditional love. So, love yourself for wherever you are. But if you're at a point where it's just too much burden to carry and you cannot control the desires, the voices within, seek help. I deal with these cases very often. I'm not scared of them. I can hold the light very strongly. I've had lots of practice. I've had some scary scenarios, and that's why, and those were part of my learning to get to where I am today. Every day as I'm working with people, I am learning so much about our consciousness, humanity, how we're healing, the intention of what's happening on this earth. We're all part of it. So be kind to yourself during this process. The shadow side of humanity is coming to the surface, and we can see it almost everywhere. But it's also coming up within us. So if you start to feel out of sorts, having thoughts that are not positive, where you're thinking you might want to hurt yourself, reach out for help. There is nothing to be embarrassed about. Nothing. There are people suffering alone because they don't know where to reach. Because, yeah, I can go and talk to someone about a breakup I had, or a loss of my job, or arguments I'm having with my spouse, because that's considered normal issues. But when you want to talk to someone about, hey, have you ever seen, oh, this is what I get, oh, I have to tell you something really weird. I'm sorry, Brenda, I have no one to talk to. But have you ever seen like dark things in your house? Or do you ever hear voices in your head that tell you to hurt yourself? Or the list, or do you just feel like there's something standing over you that feels very dark? There are so many different scenarios that I come across. And I am so blessed that people can trust me not to be judgmental. I've been through my own journeys. I could write books, but the books I would write, even though they're real, true stories, and if I said it's a nonfiction, nobody would believe them. And I do keep them personal. I mean, I do share them a lot with people who can handle it. But my journey, I have seen so many things that I thought were not even possible. But it was all part of my learning. So now when I sit on this side and I talk to clients who are suffering, I get it. And what is my job? My job is to hold the light for humanity. I can sit in your space and hold the light and allow the healing to come in. I'm not healing you. You're healing yourself. We co-create a healing. I am not the most wonderful light being on earth. Absolutely not. I am just a person who has gone through a lot of healing to get where I am today. And I'm still working on every day to become a better version of myself. Because I believe in this new energy. We can heal until we transition out. We are in a beautiful new energy. I know it seems frustrating, it seems scary, it seems heavy. I mean, I think I got like calls almost daily saying, Brenda, I can't do this anymore. I want to leave this planet. I'm done. And then 3 days later, oh my God, I love this place. I see it. I understand it. I get it. And I just laugh because we all go like, woo, woo, woo. This roller coaster of life. Because we're human. It's the duality. So love yourself for who you are. Reach out for support. And do not be embarrassed about anything that comes up. Hold yourself in the light. Say affirmations. Oh my goodness, affirmations in this new energy are so important. I have some doozies that I get, and sometimes I tweak and I change. If you want personal affirmations, are the ones that I use. I don't just put them out there, but if you want them, they're very powerful. Send me an email. I'll send them to you. No problem. I say my affirmations about 10 times out loud every day because in this energy, saying it out loud is so important. And that's just one way that I'm able to keep the light as bright as I can. Because when I turn on the news, or my Alexa has something popping up, or someone's telling me something, what happens? We want to drop down into empathy. I want to empathize with those people. I had a conversation with someone recently during I was actually getting something done, and we just had this conversation, but she was saying how empathic she is and how she feels and how she can't go on because all she's doing is picking up and she's so sad. And I said, try practicing compassion instead of empathy. And she's like, oh, what's the difference? And I explained it. And I'll explain that quickly, and then we'll start into the healing. So when you're empathizing with someone, so your friend's crying, and you go and you console them, and that's beautiful. But now when you're feeling their pain, so you're dropping to their energetic level, you're feeling their pain, and you then take on the same situation they're feeling, the same emotions they're feeling, the sadness, and now you're both crying together. Now, some people say that's beautiful. That person's so feeling so much empathy for that person. I have learned, because I was once like that, what I have learned is to go into compassion. There is a difference. Mother Teresa said the only way she could help and be helpful to the millions of people that she was helping was to stay in a state of compassion. The difference with compassion is you get your alignment. You worry, you not worry. You create your own alignment. You take care of yourself first. You're putting on the air mask first. You're this beautiful light being. You're raising your vibration. Now you're in a room with a friend who's having a hard time. They're crying. They're freaking out. You do not go to their level energetically. You do not want to be in that frequency. You stay up here in the higher vibrations of love, joy, compassion, and you talk to your friend and you bring them up to you. So you're holding the light, you're that lighthouse. Now what happens is you are much more powerful in this state, in compassion. You're holding the light. You're telling people, come up to me, come up to this vibration, come up here where it's much nicer, much broader view, greater view. Instead of living in a basement, you're living on the 25th floor. Come on up. Look at the view. It's beautiful up here. You're going to feel better. Now, when you stay in compassion, you are not drained. That friend feels a little better, maybe not to your level, but feeling better. Now you go meet someone else, same situation. You bring them up, and now you are holding the light for the planet. You're holding love. You're doing so much good for everybody. Not just them, not just you, but the world, right? Now, if you were doing empathy and you're crying, that's it. The whole night's done. You were crying. Your light wasn't shining. You were, you had a pity party. You're all victims. I'm not picking on anyone here. I'm just saying, that was not very beneficial for any of you. So instead of empathy, go into compassion. Hold that light. Be that light. You are that light. Let it shine. Let it shine so bright. So now, I hope I made sense. I know I was a little bit worried about my Wi-Fi. Everyone kept saying it's good. It's back to excellent condition on my end. Can't say why it did that. Sometimes the energy of these calls throws off my system. But I'm glad we were able to do the call today. I hope that you learned something. I can't remember quite what I said, but I always replay it and watch it later. I just feel this great love coming from above. The beings of light that are supporting us know how hard it is to be human. They get it. And we have so much support. So whenever you're feeling off, ask for it. If you can't ask someone like me for support, then ask your your guides, your angels, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. It's this beautiful energy that loves you. But if you ask, you will receive. And let them say, hey, listen, I am feeling so anxious right now. Help release this anxiety and bring calmness over me. And allow them to do just that. You are a powerful person. Change your life by changing your perspective. Healing comes from psychological balance. And that is, these type of calls, we're working on the physical, but we're working on the emotional field, the mental field. We're bringing us into balance in all of it. So take a deep breath. Allow the love to start flowing. All that I ask is for you to get in a receiving mode, and you can just simply say, I'm ready to receive the healings I need at this time. I'm not sure what they are. You don't need to know what they are. These beings of love, beings of light, they love you so much. And they're going to work with your higher self who knows you best. So as this light starts to come in, it's already flowing. And for those of you who feel it, we're going to put on some music. We're going to allow the love to come through. And we're going to heal in any way that we need to today. So what happens today is a layer is coming off. Another layer. And then what will happen is another one will present. It's okay. We're going to get rid of whatever we can in this layer. Now, if you have an issue you're dealing with, if you have something that you need extra help with, set that intention. I need help with this. It's okay. You can ask. You can ask for healings of friends that you're worried about. We're going to get to that point where we start sending out the love to this beautiful universe and all of humanity. The one thing, and I love this group for this, when we send out love, we send out this light, we send it out to every aspect of humanity, because nothing is outside of divinity. Nothing. Even the darkest places of the planet. They are separated, yes, for sure, but they all came from God and divinity. So we're going to include them. So when we're sending out love to the areas that are going through war, we are sending it to both sides and everything involved. This is a global healing. Every person on this earth, everything on this earth, we are all one. We are all connected. When we send out love, we send it to everyone and everything. All right? And that's what I love about you guys. And you guys know we do it this way. And you keep coming back. So you get it. This is how we heal. Internally, once we have peace, then the peace is going to start showing outside of us. It comes a little bit later, but it'll come. First it's internal, then it starts to show up in our reality. All right. So I'm going to drink some water, play the music, and we'll start. And you're all very welcome. And you're all very beautiful. I know there's a few people that I always see on chat, and it makes me feel not alone when I'm doing this. So thank you. I appreciate it. But I can feel everyone there. And I believe sometimes I feel the people who will watch later. It's very complicated, very cool, and something I can't put words to express, but we're all in this together, and we got a pretty nice thing happening here. A little loud. Okay, everyone. All right. I'm feeling a little giggly today. I'm going to bring this over. Oh my gosh. Give me one sec. Every day I think I'm so on the ball today. There we go. So please let me know if there's a balance okay. I got a bit of a raspy voice today. That's me talking. Okay. It sounds okay. There's a balance, all right? All right. Okay, everyone. No one's saying it sounds bad, so I'm assuming it sounds decent. Okay, we're gonna start. Sounds okay. Music is a bit strong than you. Thank you. That's what I needed to know. All right, we'll turn it down a little bit. Okay, I think we're at a better balance. Okay, I hope so. Oh, now we lost the music, so give me a second. We're just gonna start. I will monitor the chat. And as we're allowing this love to come through, you can start to feel tingling. For some of you, even if you don't feel sensations during these meditation healing sessions, you're getting exactly what you need. So not to worry. What is coming up may be bubbling up. And actually, I'm bubbling up something right now. I feel like somebody's like got something big coming up from here. Music is playing. Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Richard. Lynn says it sounds good. Thank you so much. So we have things bubbling up, and they bubble up in different ways. They can come in and bubble up through, come out that way. They can like come out in like a buzzing feeling. Sometimes you feel energy waves. There's no right or wrong on how you feel. Yeah, I think that was you, Lynn, actually. I can feel it. Like, oh, I'm used to being around Lynn, so I know when she's releasing, I almost like feel it like very intensely. But it also could be other people. They're, we're all in this together, so I feel a lot. So as things bubble up, just say, hey, I'm ready to let you go. Acknowledge it, thank and say, you're ready to go. I'm allowing in more light. We're allowing the denser, darker energy to just transmute out of our fields. So allowing deep breaths, can be laying down, sitting down, eyes open, eyes closed. There is no right or wrong. We are going to allow this beautiful energy, these beings of light that love you so much. You can just imagine that you're in this octahedron of light. You have these beings around you that love you, know you, and they're working with your higher self that knows everything about you. And they say, hey, let's let go of this and that and this and that. And there's so many things leaving your field that are no longer needed. Allowing more deep breaths, bringing in those deep breaths to your tummy, and then releasing, getting to a state of relaxation. And sometimes you may feel waves moving up and down your body. Sometimes they're doing scans to figure out what's ready for release right now. And some people might be burping right now, which is completely fine. Some might be having tears, yawning, sighing. A lot of things are releasing, and there's no right way on how we release. Just allowing, getting in that state, you can just feel the love wrapping around you, doing whatever it needs to do at this time. There's healing happening in the physical level, the mental, the emotional. old belief systems, traumas, past life traumas, ancestral wounds, interference are leaving your field. They're no longer needed. Negative thought patterns, fear and anxiety are just melting away. We're getting you back to this reconnection to the divinity that you truly are. You are already magnificent. We're just peeling back some of the resistance so your light can shine brighter than ever before. And with these healings, as we balance your chakras, your meridian systems are being unknotted, and all that energetic good stuff is happening, we are asking your immune systems to kick into high gear. Your innate smart body is being activated to a much higher percentage. We're going to breathe in that healing. Every cell of your body is getting exactly what it needs. And it's saying thank you, because you are here on your own free will, allowing your body, your mind, your energetic field to get exactly what it needs at this time to promote peace and harmony and healing. And these are all your birthright. You deserve this. You are worthy. You are powerful. Just breathing in that love, allowing that energy to do whatever it's doing. It knows exactly what you need, just based in that beautiful feeling of light and love. Master Light is weaving through your essence. Your light quotient is increasing, your frequency and vibration are increasing. Your body is in high gear for healing tonight. We're clearing your auric field and your biofield. Any interference is just melting away, transmuting away. And it's being replaced by God's love and light. And your auric field is looking so bright and beautiful. You are that lighthouse we talk about. You are shining so bright. And as this healing continues, we're going to start bringing a healing into your home. We're asking this beautiful energy to start weaving through your homes, bringing in the light and dissolving any lower energies that are no longer needed. The feelings of your homes are going to be lighter and happier and joyful. We're weaving it through the walls and the ceilings and the floors and the furniture and the closets. There is not one corner that will be missed as this light floods your entire home. And we're making this beautiful energy available to any one home. We can't force it upon them, but we can definitely make it available. And to your pets. And that energy is weaving through. And miraculous healings are happening. Some we might not notice, and some are noticeable. But there's so much love and healing going on today. We're just going to stay in that state of allowance. Just going to baste in that energy. Allow it to do whatever's necessary. You're surrendering to that love. If there's any areas in your body that are feeling tension, breathe into them, or you can even just pretend to pull out that energy, just intend that energy to leave from a certain area. You're no longer needed. I am filled with love and light. I say yes to the ascension process. I say yes to the light. I say yes to the healing. I say yes to me. And now, if you have anybody you might be worried about, we don't really want to worry about people. We want to know that they're where they're supposed to be. We're going to send them love for any healing they need at this time, for their highest good. There's no judgment about where they are on their journey. Let's just surround them with that love. So you can take this time to talk to your guides and just simply say, hey, this person needs a healing. Wouldn't it be nice if they felt and had a positive shift for health and wellness? This healing is going to continue. And now we're going to start to expand this love, this healing, this light. Because we're all in this together. Everything and everyone is going to have this beautiful light made available to them tonight, and it will stay for days to come. When you send out energy, it just continues to flow. Just imagine this beam of light is flowing from our hearts, coming to one huge wave of light. And it's starting to weave its way through, starting to wrap around Mother Earth, weaving through the atmosphere and the water systems and the land, encompassing all that it comes across, the animals, our fellow human beings, plants and insects, land masses and water, air. Even lost souls that have lost their way, may they feel that love, and may they return to the world of light. As this beautiful, powerful, magnificent light energy starts to trickle down to that personal level, the hearts of many are opening up, they're expanding, they're feeling peace and love. This love is so powerful, it is dissolving the dense dark energy around those very, very uncomfortable places on the planet at this time. May we shine extra light to those places that need it the most. There's a lot of healing happening today, and it goes very deep into human consciousness. And as this healing continues, both at the individual level, it's continuing. There's so much love weaving through your bodies that every cell of your body is getting what it needs. They're dancing in happiness and health and love. This beautiful Mother Earth is just wrapped in this beautiful white light that is weaving and pulsing and moving and dancing. Allowing deep breaths, bringing that beautiful air into your body. Wherever it needs it, you can target it. Just relaxing, allowing, and knowing that whatever is needed for healing tonight is happening. And this energy will be with you for the next days as you continue to heal and release. You are a lighthouse for this planet. Your peace, your compassion, your understanding, patience is needed more than ever. You are here. You are loved. You matter. You are deserving. You are kind. And as this energy continues to flow, your homes are now lighter and brighter. Any stale, dense, inappropriate energies have been removed and replaced with God's love and light. It is our intention and it is our knowing that whatever is in your benefit is happening tonight. You are beautiful. You are magnificent. You are healthy. You are joyful. You are abundant. You are connected. And you know, every cell of your body knows that you are loved beyond measure. And you're going to allow this universal love energy to do whatever it needs to do over the next coming days. Just stay in a state of an allowance, drink lots of water, staying in love and connection as best as you can. Before we end this call, we're going to send out a big beam of light into the universe and multiverse, into the beings of love that love us so, because we're all in this together. And as this beam of light is being sent out further and further and further, we know, trust, and believe that anyone and anything that needs it will get exactly what they need tonight. And tonight, through your actions of being here, we're able to send some very powerful energy when it was needed the most. So thank you for joining. If you wish to just hang up at this point and stay in the Zen, please do. In a moment, I'm just going to play the singing bowl, allowing a few deep breaths. Coming back for those of you who want to come back. There we go. Beautiful. That was lovely. Thank you everyone for joining. Very lovely. I'll just stay here for a minute if anyone has any questions. If you just want to hang up, you're welcome to. Okay, I don't think there's any questions. Thank you for joining, everyone. I'm still buzzing. That was pretty powerful. I'm not sure if you noticed, when I did the bowl, it woke up our dog. He was just relaxing in the energy, but when the bowl goes, he always runs to me. I'm not sure if he likes it or not likes it, but he always comes running whenever I use it. All right, everyone. So we're good? Yeah, it was very powerful. It was very powerful. Okay. All right, everyone. If you have any comments, I hope from your end the stream was all right. I keep getting these warnings from my end saying the bit stream is lower than recommended. I'm not sure what all this means, but I will do what I can to fix it. It's like learning every day something new. But you know what? As long as we're here connected, and what is most important is that we were able to get this love out for ourselves and for everyone and everything. And it's still going. All right, everyone. Have a good night. Sleep well.